The night air huge, heavy, oversoul, thinking with the promise of rain and never seems to come. In the heart of Gangnam, where neon light painted the street instead of electric bell and crimson, the city elegant gathered at the skirts of luxury where campus flow like a water. Secret were thread along the with business steel. John Jungle sat at the center of the private booth, his custom tailored suit despite the late hour. His jaw was set in his jaw was set in its usual hard line, the expression that had made him the youngest CEO to ever had John industry. At 28, he had everything money could buy: the penthouse, the cars, the power, but his eyes dark and restless had a hollow emptiness that no amount of success could fill. 3 months. It had been 3 months since he seen that beautiful face, 3 months since he heard that gentle voice whisper. Until you learn to control your anger, we can't be together. The memories are not throughout him like broken glass. Jungkook, you are not even listening. We know what cut through his thought. The man beside him was a business partner, handsome in a polished, surfacial way that Jungle had always found greedy. Tonight thought he was worse than usual, already drunk on expensive drink and the arrogance. Jungle finger tightened around his glass. I hear you. The deal goes through next week. Always so serious. Jungle laughed, clapping him on the shoulders. Oh, you need to you need to relax, find someone to warm your bed. That little cafe boy you were with, what was his name? Damn, I saw him yesterday. The glass in Jungkook's hand cracked. A hairline features spread across the crystal, but he didn't notice. His entire body had narrowed to the sound of that name of lips. He is still working at that authentic little shop near Hongdae. Menu continue obvious to the danger. I heard you break up. Good riddance. A man like you shouldn't be wasting time with some cheap waiter who probably only wanted your money. Anyway, his breath, Jungkook's mind went blank. It wasn't a decision, it wasn't thought, it was instant, pure, criminal, terrifying. His fist connected with Minno's fist before anyone could blink. The sound of bone against bone echoed through the private booth, and then everything drenched into chaos. Minna chair toppled backward, his nose in a spray of crimson. Say that again, Jungle roared, grabbing Minna by his expensive silk tie. Say one more word about him. Jungkook, stop, someone shouted, but he couldn't hear them. His fists connected again and again. Each punch was fueled by 3 months of sup- suppressed pain of night spent staring at the ceiling of morning, waking up, reaching for a warm that was no longer there. Don't you ever speak of him again like that. A strong arm wrapped around him from behind. Sir, you need to calm down. Jungle threw them off like they were nothing. He's just having his vision read at the edge. Minu was whispering on the floor. Now his perfect face a mess of and tear. But it wasn't enough. The rape was still there. A bag that had taken control of his body. You don't know him, Jungkook screamed, his voice breaking. You don't know anything about him. He is worth more than all of you combined. He didn't see the glass table behind him. His hand come down on it, smash, and suddenly there was pain, searing, and sharp. The liquid poured from his palm, from his waist, dropping onto the floor white in crimson. The sign of the stopped him not because he cared about his own injury, but because it brought everything rushing back. Young face, young head holding his young soft voice. Cook, look at me. Take a deep breath. His knee plucked. He fell to the floor, surrounded by the shattered remains of his anger. Call security, someone else, get him away from here. But Jungkook didn't hear any of it. His hand was injured, his heart was injured, and the only thing he could think was, I will done it again. I will become the monster. He couldn't love me. The liquid was still wet on his sleeve when Jungkook stumbled out of the lounge. His driver saw him coming and scrambled to open the car door, but Jungkook waved him off. I'll drive. Sir, you are injured. I said, I'll drive. He pleaded out of the parking lot, leaving behind the flashing lights and the church. The street blurred past him, familiar to street of him. He didn't know where he was going, didn't care. His hand dropped. The cuts were deep, glass still embedded his palm, but the pain felt distant, like it belonged to someone else. The anger was faded now, replaced by something far worse. Sam, you are worth more than all of them combined. He said that once before, standing in the tiny apartment after a similar incident. Young had looked at him with those gentle eyes, understanding eyes, and said, Cook, your anger is like the fire. When it's controlled, it can warm a home, but when it's burn everything down. I can't help it. Jungkook had whispered, clutching his boyfriend's hand. I can't control it. It just take over. Then had kissed his forehead and said, then we all learn together, but they hadn't. Jungkook had tried, good, he tried. He started seeing a therapist. He had a book on anger management and emotional regulation. But last night, when a junior associate had made a mistake on a circle merger document, Jungkook had thrown his office map against the wall and screamed until his voice gave out. Tim had been in the next room. He had heard everything that night. With tears in his eyes, Tim had said, Cook, Until you learn to control your anger, we can't be together 3 months. 3 months without his smile, without his laugh, without the way he curled up on a jungle chair in the middle of the night. 3 months of cold sheets and empty apartment and loneliness so proud it felt like drowning. Jungle didn't realize he's been drawn in control only until he saw the familiar street sign. His heart launched the small cafe where they worked, the one Nina had mentioned, it just ahead. But that wasn't where Jungkook wanted to go. He didn't want to see the place where Taehyung served coffee to strangers with that beautiful smile. He wanted to go home, but home wasn't the penthouse anymore. Home was a grand second floor apartment in a modest building with mismatched furniture and pictures on the walls and the scent of the lavender in the air. Before he could stop himself, Jungkook was parked outside the building, staring up at the window that glowed with a soft warm light. It was 2:30 in the morning. Taehyung should have been asleep. The light meant he was awake, which meant he was probably reading one of his books or practicing his art. Jungkook knew his ex-boyfriend's habits better than he knew his own. Go home, he told himself. You are only hurt him again. You are just him back into your chores, but his body didn't listen. His body carried him up the stair, past the unfamiliar scent of the building to the door. He knocked on 1,000 times. He realized his voice and knocked. The door opened. Taehyung had been having a restless night. The clock on his nightstand read 2:70 a.m. and the novel in his hand was becoming incredibly blurred. His mind kept wandering, as it always did, to the man he's been trying to forget for 3 months. Stop it, he told himself firmly. You made the right decision. His anger was destroying both of you, but no matter how many times he repeated that mantra, Jungkook was his first love, his only love, and despite everything, some part of him still believing the sweet man had fallen for was still there, burning deep, breath, layer of and red. A knock shattered the silence. The heart leaned into his throat. Who would be at his door at this hour? His mind raced thought possibility. A neighbor in trouble, a delivery gone wrong, another knock hard this time. Taehyung grabbed his robe and padded to the door. His bare feet pulled against the warm floorboard. Who is he? The voice broke him. Taehyung had trouble on the lock. He knocked that voice. Know it better than his own. It was raised and broken in a way he never heard before. Please. And when Taehyung opened the door, his whole was shattered. Jungkook stood in the dim hallway and he was a completely and utterly disaster. His hair was wild, sticking up in all directions, and his face was smeared with something that looked suspiciously like liquid. His expensive suit, the one thing had seen him wear to board meeting, was ruined. staying crimson in multiple places, but it was his eyes that stole Tehang's breath. Those dark, beautiful eyes were wide with fear, swimming with tears that to spill over the arrogant businessman, the ruthless CEO. In this place was a man barely holding himself together. Cook. Tim breathed, his heart pounding. What happened? I couldn't. Jungkook was great. He said things about you. Vina said you were playing me. Said you only wanted my money. I tried I really tried to control it, but he wouldn't stop. He wouldn't stop talking about you like that. He held up his hand and Tihang saw the damage for the first time. Glass protruded from the pale skin, still speaking through his wound. His wrist was to the injury and angry. I beat him. Jung continued the words trembling out in a rush. I beat him again and again and again, and everyone tried to stop me. I I smashed the table. I couldn't control it. I couldn't stop. All I could think about was him insulting me, and his leg gave out. Jungkook would have collapsed right in there in the hallway if they hadn't launched forward and catch him. The weight of the CEO body pressed against him, and Tiang wrapped his arms around him, pulling him into the apartment. I will guard you, Tiang whispered, his voice soft and steady despite the chills inside him. I will guard you, Cook. You are safe, and I'm so sorry, Jungkook saw, burning his face in Tiang's neck. I broke my promises. I tried so hard, but I couldn't. We'll talk about it later. Let's get you cleaned up first. Then guided him to the small sofa, gently lowering him into the cushion. The clothes on Jungkook hair were in was under the better lighting, and the stomach turned. Some of the glass juices were large enough to cause serious damage. I need to get the glass out, Tehan said, keeping his voice calm. It's going to hurt. Can you stay still for me? Jungkook nodded. His eyes fixed on Taehoon's face like he was the only angel in a storm. I'll do anything you say. Just please don't send me away. I can't. His voice broke. I can't go back to that empty house. Not tonight. Taehoon squeezed his good hand. I'm not sending you anywhere. Just let me take care of you. He retrieved the first aid kit from the bathroom, the same kit he used countless times before for Jungkook. How many times had he spent breathing this man's hand, cleaning his wound, applying medicine to his body? Too many times for too many, but this felt different. The fear in Jungkook's eyes more genuine than Taehyung had ever seen. There was something broken in him, something that had finally cracked open under the weight of his own rage. I'm going to remove the glass now, Taehyung said, picking up the creature. Take deep breath and tell me something to distract you. Tell me about your day. Jungkook laughed a broken, replaced sound. Oh, my day. It was normal until tonight. Meetings, phone calls, a lunch. I didn't eat as they carefully pulled out the first piece of glass. I've been trying to get more involved in the charity work, the foundation. You used to say I should use my money for good. I remember they set the glass aside and reached for the cotton ball soaked in antiseptic. What kind of charity? Children Hospital Arts Program of Underprivileged Kids. Jungkook was grew smaller. I thought maybe if I did something good, you might cook. I'm sorry. I know that's not why you. I'm not trying to. I know you are not. His hands were steady as he continued walking, cleaning the wounds with gentle hand. I'm proud of you for doing that. Really? The prize seems to undo something in Jungkook. His eyes filled with tears again and he looked away ashamed. I don't deserve you being proud of me. Look what I did tonight. I beat someone in public place. I beat I could have him there. I wanted to for a second. I really wanted to, but you didn't. I almost did. I couldn't stop myself. Then, how is your hand hurt? Taehyung asked softly. How did it get this bad? Jungkook was quiet for a moment. The table. I hit the table. I was so angry and I just. You hit the table instead of him. I hit both, Jungkook admitted miserably. But when I saw I remember what you said about it being like a fire, and I realized you were right. I was burning everything down again. Taehyung's heart clenched. He finished cleaning the wounds and reached for the bandage, trying to keep his hands from trembling. You remember that? I remember everything you ever said to me. Jungkook's voice was barely a whisper. Every word you ever spoke in crept into my brain. I replied them constantly. Your laugh, the way you say my name, the way you used to hold me when I couldn't sleep. Cook, I know I didn't deserve to say that. I know I am the one who pushed you away, but I've been getting help. They have been reading the books, talking to the therapist. I ever started meditating. Can you believe that? Jungkook, the guy who can't sit still for 5 minutes trying to meditate. The hand was on the bandage. His heart was doing something strange too fast while being like it was breaking all over again. You've been getting help. I promise you I would try. Jungkook was great. I've been trying every single day since you left. I'm not perfect. I still lose my temper and sometimes I saw things I regret, but I haven't broken anything in 2 months, not until tonight. What happened tonight wasn't your fault, Taehyung said firmly. Vino was cruel. What he said, I should have walked away. I should have just left the bar, but I couldn't. The way he talked about you, like you were nothing, like you were not the most precious thing in the entire life. Jungkook good hand clenched into your fist. He said you were benefit. me as if you are not the most beautiful, kindest, most amazing person I've ever met. You are everything, everything. Tehung had to look away, blinking back his own tears. I'm not perfect either. I have two faults too. You don't have any fault. Cook. I am a cafe worker who can barely afford this apartment. I have student loan. I am not. You are everything. Jungkook repeated fearlessly. I don't care about any of that. I never did. Do you know when I fall in love with you? It wasn't because of your job or your apartment. It was because of the way you treated anyone with kindness, the way you give your last to someone in, the way you made me feel seen, really seen, not as a CEO or a billionaire, but just as myself. The Hung's tears slipped over. He quickly wiped them away, but Jungkook saw he reached out with his good hand, his finger brushing against the Hung's cheek with a gentleness that contracted everything the night has been. Don't cry, Jungkook whispered. Please don't cry because of me. I can't stand it. I'm not crying because of you. Things said his voice bobbing. I'm crying because I miss you. I miss you so much, Cook. The admission hang between them like a prayer. The hung finished bandaging Jungkook's hand with the same quiet determination he always saw when he was done. He sat back on his heels, looking up at the man who had been his first everything there. He said softly, "All done. The cuts on your face will need a few days to heal properly. You will need to change the bandage twice a day. Will you do it for me?" Jungkook asked, and there was a vulnerability in his voice that made Taehyung heart race. "How do you know you are not going to your penthouse tonight?" Jungkook's eyes made his. "I was hoping you let me stay just for tonight. I don't want to be alone." The admission was so honest, so raw, that Taehyung couldn't refuse. He nodded slowly. Reaching out to cup Jungkook's face in his hand. "Okay, you can stay." Hey, I don't want you to think I'm just here because I have nowhere else to go. I could go anywhere, a penthouse, a hotel, even my parents' house, but this is the only place that ever felt like home. You are the only home I will ever know. The words and shivers through Taehyung's entire body. He had been trying so hard to move on, to convince himself that he was better off alone.